Well, well, well. Welcome back, my darling. Diamonds in the rough, I am your favorite talking stone, and today, there's the jingle dongle. I'm oscillating up and down a little bit. But yes, today we are back with some more katakana and some more hiragana practice. So, without further ado, let me take a sip of water. And let us begin. We should be on the right tab. Yes, sirree. Yes, sir. Indeed. Another sip of water I need. Wow. I am quite parched. But yes, happy holidays, everyone. It is officially, well, it's actually a little late to say happy holidays. The holidays have already started. I think Hanukkah's over now, isn't it? Is Hanukkah over? I'm not even sure. Also, can I fix that? I'm not jiggling as much as I'd like to. Give me a second to check. Well, that's just constant. That's not working. Oh, yeah. This is much better. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, that is actually much better. I'm surprised. I'm just leaning too far forward in my chair. I need to relax. It is the brunt of the holiday season. It's not even the Ides of December. It is the evening of December. I don't know. I don't know terminology for months. I only remember the Ides of March from Julius Caesar, which was a story I had to read for school when I was in high school. It was a good story. I'm gonna be surprised. I did like it. I've been a critic of Shakespeare's before, particularly Macbeth. I really did not like Macbeth. I kind of abhor is not the right word. It's not the right word, but it's the word I'm going to use. I really just did not like Macbeth at all. It was one of my least favorite Shakespeare things that I had to read. And I had to read a few. I had to read The Tempest. I don't remember The Tempest. I had to read Taming the Shrew. I like the meta part of it. It's the moral of the story is really bad. Like, really, really bad. Does not hold up today. But, as long as you recognize that, and you appreciate the meta aspects of the play, I think that's fine to like. Again, moral of the story, really bad. It's just... I don't... Yeah, there's no defending the moral of Taming of the Shrew, because the moral of Taming the Shrew is essentially, I can't even say it. It's so vile. But how do I say this friendly, in a way? Women are not... According to Taming the Shrew, the moral of Taming the Shrew is women are not to be respected. And that is bad. That is really bad. That's like really, really bad. That is like the moral of Taming the Shrew, which, common Shakespeare L. However, I think it's well written. I think if you take a glimpse of it at its time, I think the dialogue can be pretty funny. Like when the main character, or the main character of the main character, I don't know what to say it. The main character of the play within the play, rhyming Kate, I believe that's her name, Kate, was the main lady, rhyming her name. I think that was some pretty clever wordplay. Because he's supposed to be pretty cunning, and he is. It's just that he's a terrible, terrible person. He is a terrible, terrible person, the main character Taming the Shrew. I don't even remember his name, but he is a terrible, terrible person. Granted, pretty much everyone is, except for the woman, I guess. Huh, yeah. Well, I would respect women. But man, Taming the Shrew, very, really bad moral. Really bad moral. But I do like the meta aspect, where there's a play within a play. I like that. And I think it's pretty well written. But man, terrible moral, I do have to say. Probably the worst moral you can have for Shakespeare. It is definitely the worst moral in a Shakespeare play. I don't know exactly every play he's written, but Taming the Shrew's gotta be up there for worst moral. Worst goal you want to get your audience to get from it. It's got to be up there for the worst for any Shakespeare play. Julius Caesar was a pretty big fan of Julius Caesar. I enjoyed the play. You know, contrary to popular belief, Julius Caesar is not a prevalent character in Julius Caesar, which is bizarre. He's got to be one of my top 10 Roman... Is he an emperor? I guess dictator would be the right word for him. Emperor, I believe, started after him? Or am I wrong about that? I might be wrong about that. I don't remember. Wow, it's been such a long time. My Roman history is not what it used to be. My Roman history is not what it used to be. But Julius Caesar was definitely a fun new book. I remember I read it pretty early on in high school, and for 4 years of high school, a little inside joke of us was just saying "et tu, Brute," and "you, Brutus," and just an inside joke for some of my peers, and that was so fun. "And you, Brutus, et tu, Brute." Oh my, what a thing, what a quote. And the funny part is, I read that in my freshman year of high school. In my senior year of high school, I read, what is, not Paradise, is it Paradise Lost? You know, the part with Dante's Inferno, but Dante's Inferno isn't the actual story's name, that's just a part of it. But let's just call it Dante's Inferno, because I'm going to talk about Dante's Inferno. I read excerpts of it. I don't think I read the whole thing. We definitely did not read the whole thing. But one of them was, of course, Dante's Inferno, the layers of heck. The layers of heck. And we got to see a familiar face in our senior year of literature. For in the bottom layer of heck, I believe, what is it? Betrayal. Frozen, ice-cold place. There are 3 people. I remember 2 of them. I forget who... is it 3? I believe it's 3. I believe the 3 down there are... Judas, the man who betrayed Jesus. I believe we have Lucifer down there as well, if I'm not misremembering. I might be misremembering. The fallen angel. I could be wrong. It could be someone else. And we have Brutus. We have Brutus. Down in the bottom layers of heck. Down, down, down in the bottom layers of heck. We have those 3 individuals. I could be wrong about Lucifer. It could be someone else. It could be like an actual person that existed rather than an angel. But I'm not sure. Because, what was his name? Was Dante the one who made it? No, wait. I forget. Dante was the one who made Dante's Inferno, right? Yes. Dante's Inferno is such a strange concept. Because it is biblical fan fiction where the author writes himself in, and he writes Virgil, who is essentially his idol. Virgil was a Roman poet? I could be wrong about that. He was a famous poet. And he was the author's idol of sorts. And he wrote Virgil into the story, guiding him through the layers of heck, purgatory, and the heavenly virtues, or whatever it's called. Again, been a while since I read it, and I didn't really read it. I just read excerpts of it. But oh my. I remember seeing that. That's such a strange thing. I mean, a lot of biblical stuff is from various interpretations of it. I believe... I could be wrong about this, but I've heard that biblically accurate angels aren't actually biblically accurate. I forget where they come up from, but a lot of, I guess, biblical media has been formative throughout the years and based on people's interpretations. I believe... No, I'm misremembering Paradise... Am I misremembering Paradise Lost? I'm sorry to go back to that. But it is interesting. It is interesting. I'm glad to have read it. I don't think I appreciated it as much when I was reading it because I wasn't the most avid reader. But I like being able to get the references sometime. I do enjoy being able to get some references. I need some more water. Wow. I recently got chocolate covered almonds and they are delicious, but oh my. They get stuck in my mouth, I guess. Not throat, mouth. And I need to drink a lot of water to make sure I don't choke on my words. Literally, figuratively, whatever you want to say. Oh, that's new? Oh my. Oh yeah, Sue is just a part line. I see. That's fun. I need to relax. I'm leaning too far forward in my chair. Let me lean back. Oh my, that is so much better. That is so much better. I just leaned back in my chair, and I'm not sure if it's my posture that's... Well, I'm actually using the back of the chair. I'm actually using the back of the chair, and that's just relieving so much. Relieving so much tension, I suppose. This isn't Chi. This is Mo. I don't know why I was going to write Chi for that one. What a strange character. What a strange character. This is Na, right? Yes, Na. Okay. I think I'm getting back to the hang of it. I think I'm a bit rusty. I don't know how rusty I can actually be, but a lot of this are me just trying to recall, remember, rather than doing it like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I think I need to switch over to actual words now. I think I have this down as the basics. How many streams have I done actually? Well, give me a minute. I want to check that. How many streams have I done for katakana and hiragana practice? You know what? We're not going to check there, actually. We are not going to check there. I can check on this. I have another device up. Let me pull up. Playlists. 33. More than half a year. Wow. Haha. Nice. Again, not my biggest playlist. My biggest playlist would be my daily puzzles. 51. Oh my. Also, check out my playlist if you haven't already. If I try my best to organize my videos. It doesn't always work. But I definitely try my best to organize everything. Some of them are good, some of them are less good, but it is pretty nicely organized. I do have to say, future me and current me is thinking past me quite a bit. We are thinking past me quite a bit. How many streams have I done? It doesn't say yet. Whatever. Oh my. Well, let's just get back into it. I think we'll go to 50, take a break to do some puzzles, and then go to 100 or something like that. That seems reasonable. And then maybe end some more puzzles. I love my puzzles. I really do. Yesterday, I did something pretty bad. I stayed up really late because I've mentioned this before. I'm a fan of Sudoku. I'm a fan of Sudoku variants. And I'm a pretty big fan, and I highly recommend this, of Artisanal Sudoku by James Sinclair, which is basically a collection of Sudokus that this person, James Sinclair, posts every week. 3 puzzles a week that he recommends, puts the difficulties on, and they're Sudoku variants, which is basically a Sudoku with a twist. And the twists are usually some standard set of rules. In addition to, of course, the traditional Sudoku rules of the digits 1 through 9, every row, column, and 3x3 box, there are other variants, such as killer cages, where digits in a cage cannot repeat and sum up to the number in the top left corner. There are fog of war puzzles, where clues are hidden in the grid until you put some numbers in, and they will reveal squares. There's Renban lines, where digits on the Renban line have to be different and consecutive. Non-bar lines, where digits on a non-bar line have to be different and not consecutive. German whisper lines, where digits on these lines have to differ, consecutive digits on these lines have to differ by at least 5. And a bunch of really brilliant rules. And those puzzles are so incredibly fun. I really do enjoy them. Some puzzles are very hard, though. A small caveat. I'm working my way through, I think he had it as a 9 difficulty on this week's Artisanal Sudoku. James Sinclair had it as a 9 difficulty, and I'm trying to work through that. I got the first 2 puzzles done for this week, which is lovely. My sleep schedule disagrees with me, but I find it lovely. However, you know, the issue. Now I'm on the hardest puzzle, because the puzzles increase by difficulty, and I'm on the hardest puzzle, and oh my, it's something my very sleep-exhausted brain yesterday. It really did. But progress is not linear. I will take a little stab of it after stream. I will take a little stab of it after stream. Because I'm gonna be honest, I might be addicted. It's my favorite hobby. It is my favorite hobby. It is such an easy way to spend time. Because I do it on my phone. I can pull my phone, just go on a browser, pull it up, and plug the numbers in. And it's so fun for me. I don't think it would be fun to... Well, actually, it might be fun to stream. Maybe I'll do some variant Sudokus on stream. I think I've definitely gotten better at them. I think I can do maybe a 3 difficulty in 10 minutes, around that. Though I'm no Cracking the Cryptic. Cracking the Cryptic is one of my favorite YouTube channels. Where they do that. Well, Cryptic is something else. But they do a lot of Sudoku variants. Mark and Simon on Cracking the Cryptic each do a Sudoku variant once a day, essentially. And they post it. And it is such a brilliant channel. They are such incredibly smart men. And it is a blast just listening to them. And I do have to say, despite me gushing about Sudoku variants, that's not my favorite part of the channel. My favorite thing is every Friday, they post a video of the cryptic crossword. And what a cryptic crossword is, it's like a normal crossword. It's like a normal crossword, except the clues are different. Instead of the clues being straightforward like a traditional American crossword, they're cryptic clues. They are clues that are puzzles in themselves, where the definition is usually a word at the beginning or end of it, and the rest of the clue is something that hints towards the definition. Maybe an anagram is hidden there. Maybe the word itself is hidden there at some point. Who knows? But there's some clues hidden in there and then you can decipher them to figure out the word. I'm not good at that. I'm really bad at that. I've never completed a cryptic crossword. I've tried to get into it. Just the difficulty is a little too high for me, and the accessibility is also pretty hard. So there's nothing really super easy to help me with. Maybe one day. Maybe that'll be my New Year's resolutions. I know I had my New Year's resolutions. I'm gonna need to look into them. I do need to look into them. I think I failed most of them. Because how many books did I read this year? I read 1. I read 2. Was it just 2? I read partial 2 others, but I think I was supposed to read 7. And I read 2.5. And the half is being generous. But I read 2.5. Did I read 3? No, 2.5. Oh my, that is not a good pace. I mean, I will have time. Maybe I can make that 2.5 a 3.5. But I'm lacking. I am lacking. I do have to admit, I am lacking. But that's fine. I forget my other ones. I did not. I've been listening to music. I wanted to make a cover of Presents by Superfly. It was a, how do I say this? An opening song used in Awashi. And I really like the song. I really like I love the opening. I love the song. And I listen to it a lot of times in my car ride. And I try to sing along to it. But I just can't hit those high notes. I would like to try to make a cover though, but there is such a limitation in some songs for me, because I'm someone with a deeper voice and a less trained voice. I do not have a head voice. I think that's what it's called. A higher pitched voice to use. I'm very bad at that. I've tried, I am trying to crack into that. Unfortunately, it sounds atrocious at the moment. It really sounds like a work in progress, but it does also sound like the progress is not working, which is a little disheartening, but I'm trying my best. I am trying my best. But the high notes in Presence, in Super 5's Presence, is something I can't replicate, and I don't know how to work around at this moment in time. I don't know how to work around it. And a lot of songs have high notes, but sometimes you can work around. Like Deck the Halls has high notes. Deck the Halls has high notes. My favorite holiday theme song, narrowly beating out One-Eyed, One-Horned, Flying Purple People Eater, which is a Halloween song, which is super underrepresented. I encourage you, I implore you, 9 months down the line. Is it 9 months from now, October? Let's see. December's almost over. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Yeah, like 9.5 months from now, when October runs around, I implore you to listen to One-Eyed, One-Horned, Flying Purple People Eater, because that is one of my favorite holiday theme songs. But this isn't about the One-Eyed, One-Horned, Flying Purple People Eater. This is about the Deck the Halls. I love Deck the Halls. I sing Deck the Halls sometimes to myself. And I have a blast. I have a blast. But it has high notes. But the high notes are not too extreme. I can do them my way, in a way that doesn't infringe on the song. I can do them my way in a way that doesn't infringe on the song, and that's nice. That is really nice. I cannot replicate that for Awashi. For presents, for supervised presents. I should call it supervised presents. Presents. I need to call it that. Presents, yeah. I can't replicate that. I would like to make a cover song, though. I don't know of what, but I do want to make one. And maybe I will. But right now, a little bit of a roadblock. If I was more creative, I would find a way around it. If I was more talented, I'd be able to sing those high notes. Unfortunately, neither of those are in my repertoire. I am just not skilled enough, not creative enough to get around that. And it's unfortunate. Maybe in the future, but not by the end of the year. Not by the end of the year. And speaking of a year, what a year it's been. We started our channel on January 4th. Technically, the first video I posted was on January 5th, but I do believe I recorded it January 4th and just posted it January 5th. I think I recorded it on Twitch, actually. Shout out Twitch. I also made you the 4th of January. So that means the anniversary is coming up in nearly 2 weeks. Oh my. Oh my, oh my. That's gonna be so fun. I wonder what I'm gonna do. Because I believe it lies on a Stardew Sunday. It lies on a Stardew Sunday, so I will be streaming for my anniversary. Well, I'm not sure if I'm going to be streaming on my anniversary. I'm not sure if it's for my anniversary. Maybe I'll do something for it. I think I want to do some classic Stardew stream. Well, I had some time to plan for it. But unfortunately, at the moment, I have nothing planned. Or maybe I'm lying. Maybe I do have something secret planned. Oh my. Oh my. Right. Oh, nah. Why'd I say no? Nah. And now we can continue with this. Oh my goodness gracious. I forgot. The title of the stream. I got an ice cream machine. I haven't tried it yet. It's actually freezing right now. Small explanation. Part of it needs to be frozen. Okay, that actually was a really short explanation. Yeah, part of it doesn't need to be frozen or put in the freezer for like 48 hours. And I haven't tried it yet, and I'm probably not going to try it tonight. But I intend tomorrow to make vanilla ice cream with it. I also intend to make cookies and blend it in there, but I'm very, very excited. I am someone who is a bit of a appreciator of food, appreciator of flavors, and I love ice cream. I love my ice cream. So now I can make it anytime I desire. And that level of gluttony is going to go to my head very, very quickly. It will go to my head very, very quickly. Oh my. Oh my. Is this... Wait. Let me do a mic check. I don't even know if I'm... my king's going working. It looks like it's working, but I can't prove that. Give me 1 second. Right, we got 2 more, so let's put them out with who. And lastly, and this is BYA. Right, let me pull up some chess puzzles. Give me 1 mo. Why did I close my chess? That's so weird. I closed chess. Let me pull that back up. There it is. Could also do the dolls. The Wordle, the connections, something else, Costcodal. Oh, I was supposed to go to Costco today. I didn't. Now I'm sad. Okay, I wanted to go to Costco today. I didn't actually make plans for it. But it would have been so fun. It would have been so fun. Let's do the daily puzzle. Let it load. And let's hop back over. There we go. Sore thumb. Usually the titles give a hint. I can't imagine what the hint is. So, let's look at checks, captures, and attacks. This check gets taken by this bishop. So, it's not that. Probably not that. Any other checks? No. No. No more checks. I have this threatening this. Which, even if you take, I take back. Very strange. Huh. I don't know. My guess would be here. Threatening this square and this fork. Because the king is not in a box. The king has some okay mobility, so it's not going to be checkmating the attack. So it's going to be a... Yeah, let's just do first instinct. I need the hint. Going back there to put pressure on the bishop. Oh. Was that it? Really? Just a trap bishop? Huh. I should have got that then. I don't know what came over me. Let's do some Puzzle Rush then. Maybe we can do some better. Just do a little bit better. Alright, we have survival. Let's do it. Let's do our best. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. This is simple back rank make, because when I take the bishop, it's check, and you can't move your king anywhere. Battery. So, I just checkmate. King is in a box, so if I go here, that covers these. Checkmate. Checkmate in 1, because the knight defending the queen, that lets me go there. Checkmate in 1, because the queen does ladder mate, or technically it was 2. That doesn't matter. Black to move. The bishop and queen are battery, and that's checkmate. Nothing else is defending that square outside of the king. This is check, defended by the knight. King has to go here. Never mind, just kidding, it can't because knight. So this is checkmate in 1. Alright. These two pieces are pointing out here, so this is just checkmate in 1. The knight works with the queen, so that's just checkmate in 1. The knight works with the queen and also covers the escape square, so this is checkmate in 1. The queen, this is my first thought, an attack. And that's essentially checkmate in 2. Lovely. This check, force you up. Then I do this check, force you there. Then I do this check, which is checkmate. Oh, just a roundabout. There we go. This check you have to take, or you probably should take, and that discovers an attack on the queen. So, yeah, Free queen. This looks like checkmate. It is checkmate. Let's play it then. White to move. King is in a box. I'm thinking check. Takes. Takes with check. Force you down here. Check. Takes. Checkmate. Perfect. There we go. Double pawns for checkmate. Oh my. Alright, I'm looking. Checks, captures, and attacks. Do we have any checks? This check doesn't really work. Any captures? Again, this pawn, but nothing else seems to be... And this pawn, I guess, from this bishop, doesn't seem to work. Attacks. I do see one really juicy one. Rook to A1. That puts pressure on the queen. So where does the queen move? Can't go anywhere on this row, column. Can't go anywhere on this row because of my pawns here. Can't go here because of the bishop. Can't go here because of the rook, queen, other rook. So it would have to go here. Right. And then after that, I have this check. Which, if you take, you lose a rook. So you're probably not going to do that. So you're not going to take, most likely. You're going to go either here or here. Interesting. After which I would move up my queen. Because these two squares are pretty juicy. Sorry, this square is pretty juicy. Could try to defend with your rook, but then I could take here. So let's not assume that. Let's assume you go there. You defend with your rook this way. Then I take anyway. It's just a pretty devastating attack. I'm going to try it. I don't see anything better. Oh, you just give up your queen. I do take my bishop as well. I see. All that calculating for nothing. This check forces you up. Then this check. So this is a discovered check because of the bishop here. Well, no, that wouldn't work because you could just take the bishop with check. Check, force you up. Check, force you up. Double check, force you up. No. Dang it, that doesn't work. Because I'm looking at it backwards. Check, force you up. Checkmate. That's what I was looking at it wrong. I was looking at it wrong. Alright, white to move. Checks, captures, and attacks. This attack is pretty unstoppable because it's pointing directly at your piece. So I really like it. Can I do better, though? Yes, the two moves I see are here and here with my queen. This forces you over to the corner. No, that's the wrong move because then when I go up here or whatever, you kind of cower away. So let's play it immediately because that's an unstoppable attack. What defends this piece? The queen cannot get on that row. This rook cannot. This rook cannot. This bishop cannot. It's an unstoppable move. Never mind. It was very stoppable, apparently. Check. Check. Lovely. Check. You probably take and then checkmate because the bishop is unleashed. Lovely. Force mate in 2. We love that. We really, really do. Okay, black to move. Checks, captures, and attacks. What do we see? That's pretty juicy. It's actually checkmate. Pawn covers that square, bishop covers that square, queen covers that square, queen, 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 and your own pawn. Mate in 1. Delivered. Lovely. Dovetail mate. I love this. Go here. Queen covers every square except for these 2, which are covered by your pawns. Alright. I would love to just check. Well, we can win the queen pretty easily. Check. You go here. Check. You... Oh, that's... You block. Technically, it would be better to take. To take before winning the queen, but... We're just going to play back rank first. Oh, I missed that. Oh, whatever. Discover it and take the queen. Alright, black to move. Checks, captures, and attacks. I'm thinking check. You go over to block because you can't go here, otherwise I ladder mate you. I move my king up. You try to do something with your rook, but too late. Your king is boxed in, and this is checkmate. Lovely. 1, 2, and 3. 4. I forgot about that. This check is pretty nasty. Why is it nasty? The knight covers this square and this square. The queen covers this square, so you're forced down because your own pawns block you in. And then this is just mate because it's defended by the knight. Yes, okay, this is the easiest rope-a-dope we've seen. Smothered mate. It's a reflex at this point. I should probably explain it. Well, this is pretty simple. Queen covers this square. You're kind of boxed in. Pawn covers this square. So, let's drag you out. And then mate you. Like so. It's easy. Drag you out. And play essentially ladder mate on the side. Well, not ladder mate. Smothered mate on the side. Smothered mate? Alright, I'm thinking check here. So the bishop covers this square, your own pawn covers this square, queen covers all these squares, so you have to block the rook, and then I deliver checkmate with my queen. Lovely. Alright, I'm thinking checks, captures, and attacks. Oh ho ho! I take with the queen. Why do I take with the queen? Look at what that sets up. The queen's here, the bishop's here, this pawn is only defended by the king. I'm threatening checkmate. You need to defend that somehow. And then your bishop is hanging right here. So I take with the queen. We just want to keep you under attack. And take the free piece. Black to move. Checks, captures, and attacks. This is mate in 1. They both combine to attack the square, and nothing else is defending it. I was looking for something else, but I was wrong. Alright, checks, captures, and attacks. I'd like to get my rook involved in the action. Rook there. That moves your queen there. Oh, sorry, king there. Only check I have following up that is queen there. That brings you there or there. Regardless, I have a rook back. That could bring you down. First, let's consider down here. I bring back my queen. And then look at all the squares that are covered. Rook covers these 3. Queen covers these 3. Pawn covers this one. Let's see. Queen covers this one. And your own queen is here. And if you move up, I kind of just take you. So that's pretty nasty. So instead of that, let's say I force... Oh, that's a miscommunication a little bit on my part. Whatever, it's the right move. Well, this is the right move. I'm sorry. I'm not... What I didn't calculate is pawn here after I go rook. Well, no, pawn there, I just delivered checkmate and won. So it was a sequence I calculated. And we don't even see it all. This is mate in 2. This is the Morphe mate. This is the Morphe mate, the famous Morphe mate. Pawn is on this square. Bishop cuts off these 2 squares. Paul Morphe, in this situation, sacrificed the queen. Queen to d8 check. This piece could be taken by the knight. To which Paul Morphe played the absolutely brutal rook d8 checkmate, defended by the bishop, cutting off every other square of escape. That's one of my favorite checkmates of all time, the Paul Morphe mate. It's so simple, but so beautiful. I might even like it more than the gold coin game. Oh my, chess history is interesting. It is interesting. Checks, captures, attacks, a lot of checks. I like this pawn check. Why do I like this pawn check? Because that forces you down. And that's just checkmate in 2 more. So checkmate in 3. Alright, black to move. Checks, captures, and attacks. Oh, I see something unstoppable. King D2. Why is that unstoppable? Well, no matter what you do, it's an unstoppable attack. Because right now I'm threatening checkmate. Pawn covers this square. King defends this square, covers this square. And pawn covers this square. So it's basically back rank issues for the king. King's in a box. And I have this rook that would love to come down and deliver checkmate. Defended by the king, of course. How do you stop that? How do you stop that? You queen? Guess what? Checkmate anyway. You can't move your rook anywhere to stop me. You can't block. You can't go anywhere. So it is the absolutely brutal king to d2. Take the free rook and then deliver checkmate. Absolutely brutal. Alright, white to move. Checks, captures, and attacks. I would love a free rook, and I say a free rook because I could take with this. And then queen here or here, I have rook back. Unfortunately, there's this rook attack, in which case I would need to lose my queen. Essentially. It's not a bad offer, it's not a good one. Huh, but this is a more brutal move. This just wins a queen, for a rook, of course, but wins a queen. It's a check on the same file as the queen, so queen has to take, which I take back, and then if you take this rook, I take back with my queen. If you go down here, I take back with whatever's on f1. So I just win. Yeah. Haha. Alright, checks, captures, attacks. It's not looking that good. Because as for checks, I had done that don't get taken by this queen. Check here, no. Check here, no. Check here, no. Those are the only... Oh, check here, definitely no. That gets taken by the king. Maybe pawn attack? Would that be a decent strategy? Would that be decent? I don't know. Well, if I go here, I'm threatening... If I had 2 moves, I could do this. I don't have 2 moves, though. And I also like the fact that the king's in a box. Those are the king's only 2 free squares, because the queen eats a lot of space than your own pawns do as well. This is pretty difficult. I see the attack with the rook. Rook to d1, and then followed by rook to d6. Which isn't drawing for some reason. d1, d6. Pinning the queen to king. You don't really set up a checkmate threat either. Hang on a minute. That is a really good attack, and it brings a piece into the game. I like that. I do like that. It's not that straightforward, but I do like this idea. Because imagine if I were to get here, and let's say your queen moved here or something. Jack, you would force me to go here, and I could just ladder mate you. Oh my, yeah, I like that. I really do. Oh, I really do. Yeah, your king was in a box. I'm so glad I saw that. Me of like a week ago would not have seen that. All right, now we're here. Let's look for checks, captures, and attacks. Checks, what do we see? We see this. We see this. Those are the only two that I see that would work. Captures, we have none. We literally cannot capture a single piece on the board. Understandable. Attacks. Well, actually, let's also look at what's you're threatening us with. Okay, not that, actually, because my queen's here. But that's always nasty, because I don't have a lot of king mobility. The queen is a beast. Your queen is a beast. I cannot defeat it. I cannot beat it. Wait, what about this? If I check here, where can the king go? You can go here, you can go... Basically, the only place you can't go is this diagonal. And of course where your bishop is, so... Let's think that. Huh. Alright, you can't go here because then I would fork and win. So let's get that off the board. Same thing with here. Fork and win. So let's get that off the board. 3 squares left. If you go here, I also can activate my bishop. I didn't even think about that. And I can't fork here because king could take. And I can't fork here because queen would take. So let's get our bishop in. And on this square, the queen covers here. The queen covers here. The bishop would cover this. So, regardless, you'd be forced up to this square. Just the only difference would be my bishop would be activated. Alright, a lot of lines here. So, let's just highlight these two. What's a strength or weakness? Well, with this one, I have this fork. So, the fork might not be the correct move, but it is a completely winning move. Let's see, up there, I think I have this. And then you're forced either here or here. If you go here, it's a fork. If you go here, I can't say it's a fork because you can always hold up there. So instead of saying that, let's say we get our bishop in. Then you're forced either here or here. Right, okay. If you force there, I have this check. You know what? It's just winning. It's just winning. I'm so confident in this. What do we say for this? I've completely forgot. Oh. Yeah, just win the rook. Yes, we'll hole up here. Lovely. We don't want to lose our bishop, so we're going to hole up there. That's a brutal check. Why is that a brutal check? No, it's not. Because you take with the knight, and then when I take your rook with check, you take back, and then I take with check, and you take back. So I just basically lost a queen for nothing. What is a brutal check is this. That's a brutal check. Because you kind of have to take. Like that or that. Oh, that take is different. Because after that, when I take the free piece... No, I like that move. If we do that, it's checkmate. Same thing, if you take like that, it's checkmate. If you run to the corner, it's checkmate. It's just checkmate. Take the free rook. Okay, this looks really tempting. However, you have the queen to f6 move, defended by the knight, but the knight is defended by the rook, and the rook is defended by the queen, which is a lot of interestingness. So that... Also, this knight is in a really precarious spot, I do have to say. I'm not too big a fan of that placing. So, like, a move like here or here, a pawn to e3 or 4, attack on the knight, and the bishop would be threatened afterwards. Fortunately, that's pretty easy to defend at the moment. So what gives? Huh. Let's think of our attacks. If you go here, you have this move, and then we're kind of busted. So it can't be that. Oh my, this is difficult. That doesn't work. This same issue. What am I missing? I'm missing something. Oh yeah, you are also threatening this, which is nasty. So I can't even do that in good nature, good faith. Alright, so what pieces do I have active? I have my knight, I have my bishop, and I have my queen. I just don't see the winning sequence. I don't see the winning sequence. Oh no. Where is it? Where is it? My guess would be just queen takes. And then I think I have to take the queen. Really? No taking the queen? I guess I missed something. Alright, checks, captures, and attacks. Yawn. I'm sorry, I'm tired. I am very tired. What are my checks, captures, and attacks? I have 2 long already. I can't do a third. Checks, captures, and attacks. You know, that's pretty brutal. Yeah, I don't see how you stop that, because now I have 2 attackers on this knight. And you can't, like, move it, because you don't pose a threat on anything else, and I would just then take your rook. Oh, that's what you can do. If I go here, you have this. But then I have this, or not that, but this. What else am I missing? If I'm on this square, nothing really. You could run away, but then you're giving up your knight, so I think that is good. Alright, checks, captures, and attacks. First check I see is this one. Cuts off this. Rook cuts off this as well. Pawns cut off that. And you're left to go here. Then I got nothing. What about check takes? Oh wait. I'm wrong. What about this? Just straight check. Rook cuts off here, rook cuts off here. Pawns cut off here, and then your own rook blocks you in. Yeah. And then I take the free piece. Alright, checks, captures, and attacks. You took a knight. Just think, if I take, then you take, I take, you take, I take. Oh yeah, no, take with the rook. Oh, sorry, bishop. Oh, sorry, knight. Take with the knight. Because you only have 2 attackers on this square, and I'd have 2 defenders. Take the queen. Take there. Ooh, I did miss that. Not an issue. Black to move. Check, captures, and attacks. I see check. Could block. I don't think you would want to block, though, because I would just take. So you don't do that. I don't know why I highlighted that. You go here. I check here. It's defended by the knight, which is defended by the rook. So it cuts off this square, this square, this square. You're forced to go over here, to which I have a discovered attack with this knight, because this rook is still here. But then after that, you would have this square. You know, I like the line. Right. Now what do I want to do? The best thing would probably be yeah, let's just play double check. There we go, because it was a fork anyway. This square is pretty juicy. Unfortunately, bishop's in the way. Alright, checks, captures, and attacks. I don't see any of that. Also, I need some water. Give me a moment. Lovely. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Huh. You are attacking the bishop. So, why? Oh, that's clever. So remember what I was saying before about the queen and the knight working together to target that square? But the bishop being in the way? What if it wasn't in the way? What if we danger your levels? Bishop to c7. That is simultaneously an attack on the queen, and it's a checkmate threat. Threatened by the knight. So what can you do? You can't, there's no way to stop both of them. Never mind, there was apparently. I guess maybe there was forced mate in something? I'm really confused about that. That was at least winning a queen. I'm going to pull it up. And we're going to see where my issue is. At least we got over 40. That's a really good score. I normally don't get over 30. Also, it's getting late because it's really 60% pass rate. Really? I'm sorry. I'm confused at what I did wrong. No, oh, what I did wrong is I thought it was checkmate when it wasn't, was it? The king had an escape square, didn't it? Ah, I see. Yes. Oh my. The king could always escape to here. That's why. That's my issue. So, taking here, I don't see why you don't just run away. You can castle. You can do anything you want. Okay, your queen's under attack, so you don't really want to just lose it for nothing. What happens if you just do this or something? Knight takes h8. Okay. Oh, it was a fork. I see. That's what I did wrong. That is what I did wrong. In truth, I think I'm going to call it a stream there. It's getting late. And I think I've done what I wanted to. A bit of a shorter stream. Definitely a shorter stream. Barely over an hour. But I am tired. I need to make up for sleep I did not get yesterday. I really do. I stayed up probably till 2 a.m. when what I should go to bed at probably 12. I don't go to bed at 12. I should go to bed at 12. But the Sudoku was really good. It was really good. But yeah, that's going to do it for stream. I am very chuffed that I got an ice cream machine. I will definitely post about it, how it was. I think I'm also going to make cookies and mix them in, or brownies. I think I'm going to do one of those things and mix them in. Hopefully it's amazing. I bought some heavy cream to make the ice cream, so hopefully it's worth it. Hopefully it's worth it. But yeah, that is going to do it for stream. Thank you all for watching. It always means a lot to me, whether you're just stopping by or you want to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you. And as always, have a day. I hope it's a good one. See ya.